One day we will all be in the place of the Count of Orgas. There were 2,000 years of nothing, all of it in those eyes. And a great artist is only the tip of an iceberg. 2 walls, 1 canvas. I will lay down my life for you. Athens is not Paris, it's not Rome, it's certainly not Florence. You realize this the second you climb the Acropolis and look down. Piles of stones, all blurring into one, and then nothing. But there is something almost no tourist sees, and paradoxically, it's the only thing in this city that is still sincerely Greek. I've spent years writing 2 books trying to find it, and I found it. In a single pair of eyes. On a small canvas in a building that most visitors walk right past. National Gallery of Athens. You might ask, a gallery in Greece? Everyone knows Greek art means one thing: antiquity, marble columns, ruins. But seriously, do you really believe that between Plato and the taxi driver who picked you up in the airport, there were 2,000 years of nothing? On the first floor of this gallery, in a quiet side hall, hangs a painting most visitors walk straight past. Apostle Peter, painted by the hand of El Greco himself. Yes, that El Greco, the one who painted the burial of the Count of Orgas, the Holy Trinity, Christ carrying the cross. Furthermore, in this room you will see his peerless concert of angels and the entombment of Christ, canvases that we shall discuss on another occasion. His real name was Domenikos Theotokopoulos. He was born on Crete, an island that today means 5-star hotels and sunsets, but back then meant something else entirely. For 300 years, Crete had belonged not to Greece, but to Catholic Venice. And in those 3 centuries, something extraordinary happened. 2 worlds, Byzantine East and Renaissance West, collided on a single small island, and in the cracks between them, a new kind of art was born. You can see the fruits of that collision today in Venice, in the golden Byzantine mosaics of St. Mark's Basilica made by Cretan masters who traveled west. El Greco's older contemporary, Michael Damascenus, painted the Adoration of the Magi, a piece that holds the key to understanding everything El Greco would later do. Look at the left side of this painting. The Virgin, the Infant, the angels, they elongated, weightless, almost floating, painted in the old Byzantine way. They're not figures, they are a window into another world. Now look at the right side, the Magi, the soldiers, the servants, vivid, fleshy, alive, painted in the Italian Renaissance style, real human bodies in real space. 2 walls, 1 canvas, earth and heaven, separated by an invisible line. This was the language El Greco grew up speaking, and he would carry it with him for the rest of his life. We see both these techniques in El Greco's The Burial of the Count of Orgas. The elongated otherworldly figures of the saints are contrasted with the exquisitely detailed, living faces of respected mortals, and El Greco himself gazes out at us from the canvas with a firm conviction. One day we will all be in the place of the Count of Orgas. But Apostle Peter is a much simpler, humbler work. Yet even in this small, intimate piece, you feel the cold sting of truth, the kind of truth we spend our lives avoiding. 7 times I cleaned the Acropolis trying to feel something, trying to touch the real Greece. But I found nothing. Then I came to this hall, just once, stood before Apostle Peter, and I saw everything. I saw everything I had failed to find at the Parthenon, all of it in those eyes. El Greco uses the brightest lead whites, applying them with the extraordinary light, thin strokes. As these whites shimmer through the paint, they grant his works a peculiar luminescence. A glow that always pierces through a dark background, through a cloud-heavy sky, or shines like a thin halo through the coarse curls of his subjects. Looking at El Greco view of Toledo, I always remember the lines of Thomas More. As darkness shows us worlds of light, we never saw by day. Apostle Peter, the very disciple destined to build Christ's church, the one who drew a sword to defend his master, the one destined for a death no less martyred than Christ's own. He looks at you from this canvas. What do you see in his eyes, in the regions of that iconographic tunic? Simon Peter asked him, "Lord, where are you going?" Jesus replied, "Where I am going, you cannot follow now, but you will follow later." Peter asked, "Lord, why can't I follow you now? I will lay down my life for you." How much does El Greco mean to his homeland? Yes, he left his island at 26. Yes, he converted from Greek Orthodoxy to Catholicism. Yes, he is considered a quintessentially Spanish painter. But until his final breath, he signed every canvas in Greek. The very flesh of his paintings is the result of 2 worlds colliding in one small Cretan heart. Nikos Kazantzakis, the great Cretan who gave the world Zorba the Greek and The Last Temptation of Christ, addressed his final autobiographical novel, Report to Greco, to his spiritual grandfather. I collect my tools: sight, smell, touch, taste, hearing, intellect. Night has fallen, the day's work is done. I return like a mole to my home, the ground. Not because I am tired and cannot work. I am not tired, but the sun has set. And a great artist is only the tip of an iceberg. Beneath El Greco lies the metaphysics of Byzantine icons, their precision of Titian, and a biblical drama felt with the entire body. A small portrait from a sacristy. But tell me, is this gaze not capable of outweighing all the dust of the Parthenon?